How's it going, people? For today's video, we're going to test out the new Primal stink bow. It'll be available in the event store tomorrow, September 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern, but I was able to get it early because I researched it from the collection book. If you do decide to research it, it'll cost you 1,500 weapon designs and 100 legendary flux. Anyways, here's what it looks like up close. And the description that came with it said, fast firing bow that unleashes a cloud of stink on impact. And here are the original perks that came with mine. When it comes to the element, you'll now be able to choose between water, fire, nature, and physical. Before today's update, it was just nature. Alright, so we just maxed it out. And the perks we're going to use are the physical element, crit damage ×2, damage to miss monsters and bosses, crit rating, and an extra 30% damage to targets above 85% health. Alright, so while we test it, we're going to use Rabbit Raider Jonesy with the Preemptive Strike team perk. And for our support team, we have Skull Ranger Ramirez, Red Lion Ramirez, Main Stage Quinn, Swamp Knight, and Jones Seabot. And we'll also test it out with a couple of other different loadouts, which I'll show later. But this is the loadout we're going to use for our initial testing. A couple things I should point out with this loadout is you get Preemptive Strike automatically as soon as you get Raven, and the way you get Raven is by completing the Blady Acres questline, which will be available October 4th at 8 p.m. So that's how you get the Preemptive Strike team perk. Another thing I should point out is that Jones Seabot's also going to be available on October 4th, and you'll be able to get him from the event store. So just wanted to point that out for those who didn't have some of these perks. And the mission we're going to do is this power level 140 Ride the Lightning, and Cookies is going to be helping us out. Before we hop in the mission though, I do want to test it out against some power level 140 Miss Monsters. And first we're going to start off with this Taker. Oh, 1.1 million damage against the Taker. Now let's go ahead and try it out against this Blaster. And we were able to one-shot the Blaster as well. And that time we did 903,000 damage. Last up, I want to try it out against this Chicken. And I also want to try it against this Smasher. I can't believe we just did 6 million. That is crazy. And we did that solo. What the f? And just to be clear, that was like the 5th or 6th Smasher I've tried to one-shot. With the other ones, I wasn't able to crit and I wasn't able to one-shot them. I think up to that point, 2 million was our highest. So I was just trying to deal 2 million on a regular physical Smasher because I figured that would one-shot them. And we just did 6 million. Be sure to drop a like on the video for 6 million damage solo. Also, in yesterday's live stream, we did test it out against the power level 160 Smasher. And somehow we were able to one-shot that as well. I'm not exactly sure how, because we didn't even crit, but yeah, we were able to one-shot the 160 Smasher as well. We were also able to get the Black Metal Weapon 6 perks to trigger from the Primal Bow Stink Cloud. So last thing I want to do is test it out against a group of regular Husks, just to see how much damage our Stink Bomb deals. Not even enough to kill the Husklings. So yeah, the damage from the Stink Bomb really isn't that great, but I guess if you can get a lot of Husks grouped up and deal damage to all the Husks at once, I guess the damage can add up that way. But yeah, the Stink Bomb damage by itself really isn't that great. So although we were able to deal a lot of damage with our actual bow, we weren't able to deal a whole lot of damage with our Stink Bomb. See, we're dealing like 3,400 now, 20,000 when we crit though. So I guess if you can get it to crit more often, it would be a little bit better. But yeah, when it doesn't crit, I think we're dealing like 4,000 damage, 2,000 damage. The Stink Bomb's not really good if you don't crit. But yeah, overall, it doesn't feel like you can depend on the Stink Bomb for getting kills. If anything, it's just good for making them a little bit weaker and easier to kill. But the Stink Bomb itself doesn't really feel like it's good for killing Husks. I also want to see if it'll cause propane tanks to explode. So it doesn't look like it does. Nope. So you should be able to shoot exploders even if they're in your trap tunnel. It doesn't look like the arrow actually goes through the shield, so you don't deal damage directly with the shot, but the Stink Cloud will deal damage. So it's actually pretty good when it comes to shielders. I should also point out that the Stink Bomb can deal damage through walls. What? What the hell is this Blaster doing? Why is he stuck in a roof? Bro, I have never seen this before. I kind of want to see if we can see his toes. Yeah, hold on. Let me get rid of this. Oh, there it is.
Whose toes are those?
I wonder if we can tickle his toes.
I want them toes, baby!
Now, another thing I want to do is test this bow out with Stoneheart Farah. I've heard reports that her commander perk doesn't work with this new Primal bow. So the reason Stoneheart Farah is bugged at the moment is because, well, when you shoot Husk with your bow, you'll still see it splinter like it's supposed to, but you're not going to see any splinter from the actual stink cloud. You only get Stoneheart Farah's splinter effect from the actual bow hit, and you see there's no splintering going on in the stink cloud. So that's why it's bugged at the moment. But Epic Games is aware of this bug, and they do plan on fixing it. And I believe once they do, this bow could be really good with Stoneheart Farah. But yeah, as of right now, the stink cloud doesn't trigger Stoneheart Farah's commander perk, but I do expect it to get fixed soon. Alright, now with this next loadout, we're going to use Sub-Zero Zenith as our commander with the Totally Rocking Out team perk. And we changed it just so we can crit more for 1. And for 2, since we're using Sub-Zero Zenith, hopefully it'll make us freeze the Husk more often. We can also try to get our Stink Cloud to crit more. So I'm pretty sure if we crit with our bow hit, that it'll freeze Husk. But I also want to see if our Stink Bomb will freeze Husk. So let's go ahead and see if that'll freeze any of them. Oh, yep, it can freeze if it crits. So it does look like the Primal Bow's Stink Cloud works with Sub-Zero Zenith's commander perk. Alright, here we go, people. Nature enemies. And we still got physical on ours. I didn't bother putting an element on it. We do have 2 defenders helping us out. And both our grandpas are going to be using it. We're going to try to get a bunch of stink clouds everywhere. And we also switched our loadout, so we're going to be using Sub-Zero Zenith now. Oh, Grandpa. Oh. Almost got me too, Grandpa. And we're going to try to freeze as many Husks as we can. What? No, I just picked him up. No, you didn't. We're going to give him a little cover here. He's struggling. But yeah, as you can tell, it's very easy to freeze Husk with the new stink cloud that we got, especially if you have TRO going. I probably should have got some sub wafers before we started. I didn't even, oh well, we got it anyway, so we're good. But yeah, I feel like this is a really good hero to use with the new Primal bow, and with TRO I feel like it works good together. But as you saw earlier, we were also able to deal a lot of damage with it when we used Rabbit Raider Jonesy. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I have no idea why we dealt 6 million damage with it earlier. Red said I could have potentially like shot some other Husk behind the Smasher. I don't think I did, but he said that's a possibility. But yeah, I've never gotten 6 million with a non-glitched weapon before. So I'm just going to assume that was a fluke. And I haven't seen us get 6 million since. So I don't think it's something that's going to happen often. But yeah, this is actually really good for crowd control. This current hero loadout that we're using. Also, I'm not sure what happened to that 160 either. Because we pretty much one-shot the 160 Smasher. Even though we didn't crit. It was really weird. This bow's really weird, people. We've done some questionable stuff today with this new bow. So let's go ahead and get Grandpa. He keeps falling and he can't get up. But yeah, that'll do it for our first wave. So overall, I still wouldn't consider it to be the best overall bow. I still prefer the Xenon bow. I still feel like Vacuum 2 bow is really good. Maybe once they fix the Stink Cloud with Stoneheart Farah, maybe it can compare with the Vacuum 2 bow. But until then, I still consider the Xenon bow to be the best bow. But I gotta be honest with y'all, I've never done 6 million with the Xenon bow. I did it day 1 with the Primal bow. So, you know, I should probably point that out. But yeah, I would still recommend getting it for the simple fact that we did 6 million damage solo with it. And we was also able to one-shot 160 Smasher with it. Some kind of way. Again, I can't explain it, but we did. So I would recommend getting it for that reason. And plus, you know, it may end up being really good with Stoneheart Pharaoh, so you may want to get it and try it out with her as well once they fix that. But yeah, like I said, this will be out, well, later today, I should say, in the event store. So that's how you get it. But if for whatever reason you missed it, you can still get it by researching it in the collection book. But yeah, this is definitely one of the more interesting weapons I've used recently. 6 million damage, people.
Hey, one, I kind of don't like the rate of fire. It's a little bit slow, don't you think? That's just one thing about me.
I think it's supposed to have a fast rate of fire. The description on it says fast firing bow that unleashes a cloud of stink on impact.
I think they gave you the wrong description, man, because it's not fast. It's literally like a normal, like pulling the string back. It's not even, you know, giving you that fast, you know, pullback. Like, it's weird.
Well, it doesn't have any like fire rate or reload speed perks on it, but it definitely feels faster than other bows. But yeah, I was kind of surprised we even got a new weapon. I mean, we knew there was a chance we could get the Primal bow because people saw it in the files a few weeks ago. I think we mentioned it as well. I knew there was a chance we could get it, but I wasn't really expecting us to get it today. That was sort of a surprise. We got a lot of lobbers, Cookie.
Yep, I'm trying to take him out right now.
I just froze a couple of them. That should help out.
Oh no, I'm down. That's okay.
For those of you who have tried it, let us know what you all think about it in the comments below. This dude said it shoots slow. Boy, you should have read the description first.
It does, man. Look, it feels really slow, like, to me.
Actually, it does shoot pretty fast compared to other bows. I think you're comparing it to a bow that has fire rate on it. I think that's what you're comparing it to. I don't even think you need a fire rate perk on it, to be honest. That's how fast it feels to me.
To you.
Yeah.
You.
But I don't use bows with fire rate perks on it, so that's probably why. Anyways, before I go, I did want to give a huge shout out to everybody who's been using creator code A1, and just wanted to say thank you for your support. Also, a huge shout out to Cookie for joining us. But that'll do it for this one. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.
Bye!
You just had to do that, didn't you?